guided meditation for clarity and guidance. The big picture. This is a guided meditation to help you gain clarity about your life purpose, your goals, or any other aspect of your life for which you need guidance. In this meditation, you will go on a journey that will help you shift your perspective and expand your consciousness. Let's start by closing our eyes and focusing on the breath. As you relax and observe the breath, notice how it naturally deepens. Notice the muscles of your face and neck. Allow these muscles to soften and relax. Notice the muscles of your shoulders and arms. Let go of any tension and allow your shoulders to relax and droop downward. You may feel your hands growing warm and tingly with the increased flow of energy. Breathe down deeper into your body. Feel your legs growing heavy as you ground yourself with the energy of the earth. Now imagine that you're sitting on the bank of a river. You have just awakened from a deep sleep. As the scene is coming into focus, you slowly recall how you got here. You were crossing the river, and it was a difficult and dangerous crossing. There were times when you were afraid that you might be swept away by the current. But you finally made it to the other side, where you collapsed onto the shore and fell into an exhausted sleep. Now, as you look up at your new surroundings, you feel a little bewildered. Up until now, the only thing on your mind was how to survive the river crossing. Now that that perilous part of your journey is over, you feel a sense of freedom and relief for having made it this far. But you wonder what you are supposed to do next. As you take in your surroundings, notice the beauty of this place. Feel the soft green grass that you are sitting on. See the wildflowers blooming in many colors. Feel the warmth of the sun on your shoulders. As you look around, you see someone coming towards you. As this person comes closer, you realize that he is a guide who has come to help you gain clarity. Notice the details of his appearance. What does your guide look like? The guide approaches you with a peaceful and wise smile. He calls you by name and asks you to follow him. You follow the guide along a path that was previously hidden from your view. As you walk along the path, you enjoy looking at the wildflowers, and you hear the sound of birds singing in the trees. The path is easy and gentle at first, but it gradually becomes steeper and rockier as you begin to ascend a mountain. You have to keep your eyes on the path at all times so that you don't trip over the rocks or slide down the steep slope. As the path continues to grow steeper, winding its way up the mountain, you have to stop occasionally to rest. The guide is patient and understanding. He tells you that there is no hurry. In fact, these pauses in the journey are your opportunity to look up from the path and see the big picture. Each time you stop to rest, you notice that the scenery has changed. Each new view is wider and more expansive than the last as you rise higher on the mountain. The guide tells you that it's good to practice shifting your perspective from the details of the path to the big picture of the scenery. After a few of these pauses, you stop feeling a sense of urgency to get to the end of the trail, and you simply enjoy the journey. You become more aware of the details along the way as you admire the individual rocks, flowers, and tufts of grass at the side of the trail. Then you stop to look up at the nearby trees, the blue sky overhead, and the larger scene around you. You can't see very far ahead because the trees obscure much of the view. But there are fewer trees the higher on the mountain you go. The best part is that each time you look up, there's something new to see. It's never the same picture twice. Then, just as you least expect it, you turn a corner and find yourself emerging from the trees at the top of the mountain. The view is breathtaking. You see the valley below, stretching out to the distant horizon. The blue sky overhead is vast and limitless. In the distance, you see the river where you began your journey. From this height, the river appears as a silver ribbon glistening in the sun. It doesn't seem threatening at all. It's only a small part of the picture. Beyond the river, you see tall mountains in the distance. From here, they appear to be gently rolling hills. As you contemplate this scene, you experience a sense of your life having begun long ago. It stretches back into the distant past that you have long forgotten. You start to realize how far you have come, and how far you still have to go. You feel a sense of awe and reverence for the big picture of your existence. You sit down next to your guide, who invites you to meditate on the scene. Take some time to relax and connect with your feelings and realizations. As you are relaxing on the mountaintop, you realize that this is your opportunity to ask the guide any questions that are on your mind. Take some time to ask your questions and listen for the answers. Now the guide tells you that it's time for you to return to the bank of the river. You must continue your life's journey from where you left off. The guide signals to a bird that is flying overhead, and the bird slowly descends in a circular pattern. As the bird comes closer, you see that it's surprisingly large enough for a person to ride on. The guide tells you that the bird will take you back to the riverbank. You are reluctant to leave the guide, but he reassures you that he will always be with you in your heart, and you can connect with him whenever you need clarity and guidance. As you thank the guide, your heart is filled with gratitude. He smiles gently and motions for you to climb onto the back of the giant bird. The bird lifts off and soars through the sky. You feel exhilarated and re-energized as you soar over the valley with the cool breeze on your skin. The bird lands gently on the grass next to the riverbank. You thank the bird and watch as it flies away into the blue sky. You sit down to relax on the soft, green grass. Somehow, it feels as if you never left this place. The scene looks the same as before. At the same time, it feels like you have been gone for a very long time. And there's something different about the scene. You realize that your perspective has changed. You are seeing everything through new eyes. The grass looks greener. The sky looks bluer. The wildflowers are more colorful and detailed. Even the sound of the birds singing in the trees is different. The birdsong seems to be full of hidden meaning that you now understand. You notice more details in the things around you. At the same time, you sense a oneness about everything. Every detail, every grain of sand is part of this oneness. It feels like everything is one energy. You have a feeling that every experience in your life is part of one great whole, and you are at the center of it. Everything is just the way it's supposed to be, and it's all okay. Even the seemingly random or mundane details of your life are imbued with a sense of purpose and sacredness. You realize that even when you are focused on your goals and the details of your life, the big picture is still there in the background. You can tap into the memory of the view from the mountaintop whenever you need clarity. You feel a sense of curiosity as you wonder what will happen next in your life. Your new perspective has given you the courage and motivation to move forward with your goals and your life purpose with greater awareness and appreciation. Take some time now to integrate these thoughts and feelings. Now it's time to come back from the meditation. Bring your awareness to the room you are sitting in. Slowly open your eyes. stretch, and come back to the present moment.